Hello, fellow travelers. This is Ari from Nitty Gritty Travelers, and I'm also the author of iHeartDR.com. And this video is a short update on the COVID-19 virus in the Dominican Republic. I usually update regularly, almost daily, the information of the virus situation in the DR, and I have a specially created blog post for regular updates on the virus. It was the case that a week ago we had no cases here in the Dominican Republic. The virus, as you know, is in almost every country. It's in almost every continent, all of them except Antarctica. And the Dominican Republic is now one of those countries. As of a few days ago, an Italian man was diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus. The authorities have said he is stable and healthy. He is now not presenting any symptoms. He is quarantined in a military hospital. He is the only case so far that has been confirmed to having the COVID-19 virus in the Dominican Republic. As I said before, he's an Italian man. He's 62 years old, and he is quarantined in a military hospital in Santo Domingo. He entered the country, I believe, on February 22nd, and he stayed in the Viva Dominicus Beach Hotel in Bayaibe. Right now, as I said, he's no longer presenting symptoms. He's getting better. He's eating well, as reported by the health ministry. So his symptoms were coughing, sneezing, like a normal cold, a normal flu, but he was diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus and was quarantined. As I said, he was staying at the Viva Dominicus Beach in Bayaibe. And on that hotel, he was in contact with a doctor and a nurse when he went to get treatment for his symptoms. And they too are also being quarantined. They are in quarantine, one in the hotel itself, isolated, and the other one in La Romana. They have not been positive for the virus. They are just being quarantined as a preventive measure to keep them away from their co-workers and families. There is an epidemiology team from the Dominican government that has been installed in the Viva Dominicus Beach Hotel, and they are testing the facilities and keeping tabs on the guests that may have been in contact with the Italian man and also the staff. None have tested positive for the virus. All this is just as a preventive measure, as they should be doing right now, isolating or keeping tabs and regularly testing all the people that may have come in contact with the Italian man that is now positive for the virus. There is also an Italian family that was quarantined, a four-member Italian family, not related to the Italian man that tested positive for the virus. They are in quarantine and they were tested for the virus, but the virus came back negative. The results came back positive for influenza A and B, and more tests will be performed on them. They are still in quarantine, but they tested negative for the COVID-19 virus. So that's good news. So far, only one case in the Dominican Republic. I expect there will be more cases as in all other countries, but I'm seeing a good response and a transparent effort by the government, unlike some other governments in other countries that are trying to obscure the information as if it were some kind of shame to have the virus spread in the country. I see it as something normal, not a sign of incompetence if the virus spreads in a country. And right now, I'm surprised to see a good and efficient response from the Dominican authorities. There are a couple of Dominican students, I believe 3 Dominican students that were in Wuhan, China, which is the epicenter of the virus. And they were flown to Ukraine and quarantined there for 14 days. And today is March 5th. Today the quarantine is over and they will be brought here to the Dominican Republic today. I have not read that they will be quarantined when they arrive. They have never been positive for the virus. They were flown to Ukraine with other international, not patients, but people that were in Wuhan and were evacuated. They were flown to Ukraine. They were quarantined there for 14 days. The Dominicans were not positive, and they are now being flown here to their home country. I don't know if they will be quarantined here. Technically, there's no reason for them to be quarantined, an additional quarantine be placed on them, because they have never been positive, and they are even flying here on a commercial plane, so they're okay to fly. They're Dominican citizens, and they will enter the country. Now it's up to the health ministry. If it were me, I would at least test them here and keep them in observation for a night, and then release them to the general population. But they present no danger, and they coming back home. So one case of COVID-19 in the country, he is quarantined in a military base in Santo Domingo, and that's the only known case of the virus so far in the Dominican Republic. Punta Cana being a major tourist destination, maybe you're watching this video to find out if there's any virus case in Punta Cana. There is not at the moment. As updates keep coming in, if any information changes, I will be updating on this channel here, so please subscribe if you find this information useful. Follow the situation if you're planning a vacation to the country. So see you next time.